I don't know if it's a miracle, a malfunction, or a midlife crisis, but CNN suddenly sounds sane and is admitting Donald Trump is right. Jake Tapper took on a Democrat congresswoman over the government shutdown and didn't just expose the party's ridiculous lies, he humiliated her in the process. She gets so flustered, her hand gestures start staging a rebellion, while Tapper just keeps landing punch after punch like a pro. Then Kasie Hunt, she jumps in, joining the fight for journalistic integrity, calling out a Democrat senator for not practicing what he preached 5 minutes before the show. And then I have a few glorious clips for you later in the show. President Trump, he was just crowned king. Did you see this? No joke. And wait until you see how the liberals are reacting. It is some of the most glorious clips I've had for you in a while. As always, like the video and let's make this fun. I'm going to start a little game in the comments. Guess the date that you think this government shutdown is finally going to end. I will personally give a shout out to the winners when this circus is officially over. My prediction? I'm going to go with Thursday, November 6th. So mark your calendars and may the odds be in your favor. Now, the Democrat Party right now, they're a 5-alarm dumpster fire of failed policies, worse optics, and zero self-awareness. Their poll numbers, they're dropping faster than Biden on a bike. And their grip on reality, it's not far behind. They have lost independence, they've lost credibility, and now even their favorite PR firm, the mainstream media, they're jumping ship. CNN's Jake Tapper practically went 12 rounds with New Mexico Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury over who's to blame for the government shutdown. Pay attention to the Congresswoman's hand gestures because she makes Gavin Newsom look tranquilized. Roll it.
Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding
their
tactics.
The White House.
Well,
this is a choice by the White House.
This
they
is
are
also,
choosing
Congresswoman,
to cut
this is
off
also a
food
choice
assistance.
by Senate Democrats
No,
to not
it is
vote to
not.
open the government. Yes, it is.
The
I understand
Senate-
why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to 3 weeks worth of
have
SNAP funds.
Food.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me
It is
tell
a big
you
deal
that
to me.
for the grandparents, for grandparents
It is a big deal
that
to me.
literally are feeding their children.
My point
to
is that
not
it's a
have
short-term
money
solution.
In those accounts.
It's
it
a short-term.
matter. At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families, and Saturday is when those funds run out.
If you feel so
and we are
strongly,
fighting
Congresswoman,
to get
why
that
not
funding.
ask the Senate Democrats from New Mexico to vote to open the government so that the SNAP funds...
Sir, I am here in the House of Representatives. It is shut down. I am fighting to get the government reopened. I am fighting to get funding put back into SNAP that is already existent, and I am fighting for the American people.
Good for Jake. That is how journalism is done. And for the Congresswoman, no. Let me be clear. House Republicans, they already did their job. They passed the bill to fund the government. The only people that are still pretending this shutdown is the GOP's fault are you and your Senate buddies, including the one whose hair looks like it was dyed by a toddler with a juice box that has a grudge.
There was nothing stopping the Trump administration from making sure that every single one of the 42 million Americans, 16 million children, 8 million seniors, 4 million people with disabilities, 1.2 million veterans received nutrition assistance in November.
When Democrats run out of arguments, they just start yelling Trump like it's Beetlejuice. And right on cue, Democrat Senator Ruben Gallego, or as I like to call him, Ragin' Ruben, he did exactly that on CNN. Now brace yourself, because in a rare moment of clarity from the anchor desk, Kasie Hunt, she's actually going to push back. See, either something is in the water over there at CNN or they stumbled into a journalism seminar by mistake, because boy, are they on a roll. Gallego, however, he looked like a stage 5 TDS case study playing out in real time.
Why is it suddenly right to do it this way and to do it for this long when it didn't used to be the right way in Democrats' view?
Oh, that's an easy answer. It's Donald Trump. You're talking about norms in the time of Donald Trump. It's also normal
right,
not
but
for you to tear
Democrats
down
have
the
spent
East
so much
Wing,
time arguing about how maintaining those norms is actually incredibly important in the face of Donald Trump.
It's all out the window. It's all out the window, Kasie. No, when you're dealing in the time of Donald Trump, this is the man that is like extorting people. He's literally, breaking every rule.
So let me get this straight. Democrats spend years lecturing the rest of us about protecting democracy and defending norms, but the moment it's politically convenient, those norms just go right out the window faster than Kamala fleeing a border briefing. They preach rule of law until they're the ones breaking it. They demand accountability until it's their turn. And that's why they're losing every messaging battle, including with their own base. Just listen to Lynn from Philly, a lifetime Democrat, calling into C-SPAN to call out her party.
This is the truth. The Democrats, and I'm a Democrat, are the ones that actually, in the Senate side, shut down the government. You know, they did not vote for a continuing resolution except for 3 of them. One is the Senator of Pennsylvania, Fetterman, and all. So they have to get together and stop holding an American hostage. You all talk about this president being a king, but if you want him to solve this problem, you're making him a king.
Looks like the only thing starving in Washington is the Democrats' credibility. I mean, the public sees the ransom note. They know who wrote it, and they're done paying. In fact, it was Hakeem Jeffries who just openly bragged about the role his party is playing in this shutdown. Watch this.
The Senate Republican leader continues to bring the same partisan Republican spending bill to the floor for a vote. It's now been brought to the floor 13 times, and it's went down to defeat 13 times. Because Leader Schumer and Senate Democrats, partnering with House Democrats, have continued to take the same position.
So Jeffries is proud of voting to block relief while millions of Americans suffer. And he's not alone. Democrat Senator Chris Coons, he confirms it is all about the leverage.
Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. Frankly, this is our only moment of leverage.
You want leverage? Win an election. Republicans didn't claw back the House, Senate, and White House just to play nice with the same pyromaniacs who burned the place down the last 4 years. We sat through your hyperinflation, the Afghanistan surrender that left 13 heroes in body bags, open borders that flooded fentanyl and felons, and a president who couldn't even find the podium without a GPS. And not once did Republicans shut down the government to throw a temper tantrum. The clock is ticking, paychecks are on the line, and Americans are done negotiating with arsonists. MAGA runs the show now. Deal with it just like we did when your president was in charge. Here are Republicans now calling it like it is.
They're going to prioritize funding feminism in Africa over the food stamps of their own people. They're not that stupid, but apparently Hakeem Jeffries is, and that's a real problem for all of us here. We need 5 Democrat senators to pull their heads out of their asses and go work for the United States of America.
This could all be over. There's absolutely no reason that Americans should be suffering over a spending bill. And the president has made it clear, once Democrats agree to a clean continuing resolution, he will meet with them to discuss health care for Americans, but not for illegal immigrants. Now, surprisingly, Illinois' own state senator is now admitting what many of us already knew. Illegal immigrants are receiving health care benefits.
Last year, the Democratic majority and the governor put into place a law that said we were going to provide free health care for undocumented citizens from age 42 on up, that we were going to provide them free health care. At the time, they said they anticipated about 10,000 residents would take advantage of this program. We raised the concern. We said that was going to be a problem. By the beginning of this year, the state said, well, we're wrong. That number is about 52,000. Now, this week, the state came out and said, we're wrong again. That number is now 120,000 undocumenteds are going to be receiving free health care at a cost of over $1 billion. That's money that's not in the budget. That's going to create a significant problem.
Mind-blowing, right? And Illinois is the only state offering full health care to illegal immigrants. And now, according to the senator, illegals from all over the nation and world are flooding their system. He lays the blame squarely on Biden.
The president opens the borders up, but then he says, but we're not going to pay for any of the health care. This is 100% paid for by state taxpayers. The program of health care that they get is actually better than those of our own residents that are on Medicaid. So our low-income, struggling families in Illinois that are on Medicaid, they do not get as good a services as these non-citizens are getting that are coming into Illinois.
And it's not just healthcare. Illinois is also handing out free childcare, housing, food, and cash subsidies, a program that is costing billions of dollars. And who's paying the price? Illinois seniors. It's draining their funds. This can't happen in America. Our veterans, seniors, and children must always come first, which is exactly why President Trump is putting America first. This is the difference between the two parties. Democrats, they love to complain, they blame, and they protest. Trump, he executes and delivers nonstop, 24/7. I don't think we've ever seen a president accomplish this much while working this hard. In fact, he's winning so, let's say, bigly just for him, that even South Korea's president couldn't ignore it. How did they honor him? They presented Trump with a gold crown. Yes, a crown fit for a king. Cue the liberal meltdown, everybody. Watch this.
The Shutdown gold crown symbolizes the divine connection between the authority of the heavens and sovereignty on earth, as well as the strong leadership and authority of a leader. We present this gold crown to you on this joyous occasion of your state visit to Gyeongju, because it symbolizes the spirit of Shilla, which brought peace to the Korean Peninsula for the first time, and the opening of the golden age of the Korea-U.S. alliance.
Heads are exploding. It looks like the left's protests didn't make it past customs. Let's see how the liberals are handling the news. We should check in, do a little welfare check. Let's see how it's going.
We are just literally minutes away from the border to Canada. As we flee the U.S., we just feel so scrutinized and so silenced and so being portrayed as enemies within and being portrayed as domestic terrorists because we're standing up for what we believe in this country and what we believe is being violated and is going into an authoritarian regime.
Isn't that exactly how the left painted the right for the past 4 years? Funny how they melt down when someone flips their own script back on them. Good luck in Canada. Your vacation from reality sounds rather long. And if you thought that was extreme, meet the couple protesting the king by quitting their jobs so that they don't contribute to Trump's economy. I'm not kidding. Watch this.
We are not working as a form of protest. We're going to pay our bills, the ones that are necessary, because we have cut back a lot. Like, since the current administration took office, we've cut back on so much. Like, we are not putting money into the economy like we used to. We are not going out to eat. We are not traveling. We are not going to Target and filling our car up with a bunch of stuff that we don't need. Like, we're not spending money anymore.
Newsflash, the only ones suffering here are, you guessed it, them. They've got TDS so bad they left common sense at the door. I mean, honestly, I'm starting to feel sorry for these people. And speaking of liberals learning the hard way, remember Moses Bernal, the college instructor who rallied people to grab a gun and shoot ICE agents in his No Kings campaign? Well, he's now facing justice. If you missed that clip, here it is, and then I'm going to give you the update on the other side. Take a look.
You gotta grab a gun. We gotta turn around the guns on this fascist system. These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out.
Isn't he a peach? Well, I can finally report he's been fired from his job, and let's hope he's never allowed to step foot in a classroom ever again. Now, speaking of people who should be let go from their job, check out this senior journalist from the Chicago Tribune, Laura Rodriguez Presa, who posted a video that is extremely misleading. She writes, quote, "A very disturbing video from today's ICE CBP operations in Avondale. An officer pushes a woman to the ground. People get angry and throw what seems to be a rock towards the moving unmarked vehicle. This appears to be the new normal in Chicago." Well, Laura, here's the problem. You chose to only show the part that fits your narrative instead of being honest with your community and showing the entire video. So here's the portion this supposed journalist failed to show. It's the moment leading up to the agent pushing this woman right back off of her.
And I'm gonna throw it right back at you. I'm gonna throw it right back at you. I'm gonna throw it right back at you, I swear to God.
The woman clearly puts her hands on the officer and tries to rip off her mask. That's assault on a federal officer, punishable by up to a year in prison. She's lucky getting pushed back was the only consequence she faced. Now, meanwhile, a big win in Portland after weeks of Antifa chaos outside an ICE facility. Due to the pressure campaign being led on the ground by independent journalists, the Portland Police Department finally decided to do their job and clear out Antifa's encampment.
So while I have a little bit of attention over here,
Yes, sir.
we are going to be more seriously enforcing over the next couple days disorderly conduct in the second degree. If somebody goes in the street, they're blocking traffic, that's disorderly conduct second degree. People are going to be going to jail for that. People are going to be arrested. Drinking in public, that's a city code violation. We're seeing someone drinking, that's liquid death. I see you right
liquid
there, partner. I see you right there, partner. I like liquid death. If we see people drinking alcohol in public, that is a city code violation. We're going to be taking proper action on that.
Love it.
Jaywalking, we're going to be seeing proper action on that. Something like this, we need to make
Is that
sure we have
disorderly?
sidewalks open.
It's legal in Oregon.
Not under all circumstances.
It's about time. These anarchists broke countless laws, but liberal leaders, they look the other way. Now watch the priceless moment that Antifa's little summer camp gets shut down. Ready? Cue the meltdown.
KPBG, can you guys help us move our stuff? Where you want to go? Okay, then can you get other money here?
I don't want to take your stuff if I drop it or...
I literally can't either way. I can't
Go right there.
You can go this way. Go this way.
Right here.
You guys can use the bike lane. You guys can use the bike lane.
She obviously don't know what to do. She obviously don't know what to do.
Disabled how? I can do that. Mentally?
I asked you to 5 minutes ago.
Where would you like to go?
Can you move this out of the way so I can leave? I personally want to leave.
And voila, just like that, Antifa's tent city is gone. They've packed up, folded their tarps, and gone home, probably to mom and dad's basement. All right, up next, CNN is forced to admit to viewers that independents are leaving Democrats by the droves. Usually we see them vote with the party that's not in power. That may not be the case this midterm. Plus, Zohran Mamdani is forced to go in front of cameras and correct the record after telling a sob story about his aunt after 9/11. Come to find out, the tears, the story, all of it, a total lie. I've got all those details and so much more. Go ahead, click on it now. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day and hope to see you back here tomorrow.